Giving and loving others are profound expressions of human connection, but they must be guided by self-awareness, boundaries, and discernment to remain healthy and fulfilling. Without these elements, acts of generosity can transform into self-sacrifice, creating harmful dynamics that deplete your emotional reserves and diminish your well-being. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual cooperation, effective communication, and conflict resolution. When these elements are absent, even the most well-intentioned acts of love can falter. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of health for both the individual and their relationships. It allows you to discern when your giving is motivated by genuine care and when it stems from a need for validation, fear of conflict, or avoidance of uncomfortable feelings. This awareness is essential in preventing the erosion of emotional stability and ensuring that your efforts are rooted in authenticity. Giving without this foundation risks turning a loving heart cold and resentful, particularly when directed toward individuals who are perpetually negative, cynical, or dismissive. People who exhibit pessimism and cynicism can have a detrimental effect on others, creating environments that stifle positivity and cooperation. Interacting with those who devalue you, ignore your contributions, or subtly undermine you with backhanded compliments fosters a toxic dynamic that not only drains your energy but also distorts your perception of healthy giving. Over time, this imbalance can leave you feeling invisible, frustrated, and resentful, not because of bitterness, but due to unmet needs and unreciprocated efforts. Gratitude is a critical component of joyous giving, and without it, the act of giving can feel like an empty transaction rather than a meaningful exchange. Furthermore, many people unconsciously project their internal issues onto others, often as an ego defense mechanism to ease cognitive dissonance or mask uncomfortable feelings. For example, someone might seek relationships that validate their ego or reinforce their worldview, unconsciously avoiding the discomfort of self-reflection. This might manifest as a hero complex, where an individual positions themselves as indispensable to others to mask feelings of inadequacy, fear of abandonment, or lack of self-worth. Alternatively, some may engage in toxic dynamics to avoid confronting their true emotions, projecting blame or dissatisfaction onto others rather than addressing their own internal struggles. These patterns, while often unconscious, perpetuate unhealthy dynamics and inhibit genuine connection. Unconditional love is often held as an ideal, but in the context of toxic dynamics, it becomes a fallacy. True love is not synonymous with unconditional access to your time, energy, or emotional resources. It's possible to love someone unconditionally while recognizing that their behavior may be harmful to you. This distinction is crucial. Separating love from interaction allows you to maintain compassion for others while protecting yourself from their toxicity. By disengaging from harmful dynamics, you preserve your emotional health without sacrificing your values. Setting boundaries is not selfish, it's an act of self-respect and self-preservation. Loving others does not mean abandoning your own needs or tolerating mistreatment. It means recognizing when relationships have become imbalanced and taking steps to protect your well-being. Prioritizing your needs builds the emotional stability necessary to give authentically, preventing the exhaustion and resentment that result from overextending yourself. From this foundation of self-care, giving becomes an act of abundance and joy rather than sacrifice and depletion. Mutual respect, effective communication, and gratitude are the bedrock of fulfilling relationships. Self-awareness empowers you to engage in relationships that align with your values while stepping back from those that drain or harm you. It also allows you to recognize when conflicts arise and to approach them with compassion and problem-solving skills. By fostering open communication and resolving misunderstandings, you create a space for relationships to grow stronger and more authentic. In contrast, relationships with those who lack self-awareness often devolve into cycles of projection and blame, leaving little room for genuine connection. These dynamics not only harm your emotional health but also compromise your ability to give freely and joyfully. By recognizing and addressing these patterns, you can disengage from relationships that hinder your growth and redirect your energy toward those that uplift and inspire you. Unconditional love, when practiced with discernment and boundaries, can be a source of immense strength. It allows you to hope for others' growth and forgive their shortcomings without sacrificing your own well-being. By balancing compassion with self-respect, you maintain the ability to love authentically while protecting your emotional health. This intentional approach to love fosters relationships that are mutually enriching and sustainable. Ultimately, self-awareness is the key to health in both self and relationships. It transforms giving and loving into acts of strength, discernment, and authenticity. When your generosity is directed toward individuals who value and reciprocate your efforts, it becomes a source of profound joy and fulfillment. By understanding that unconditional love does not require unconditional engagement, you create space for relationships that are respectful, balanced, and supportive. This practice not only enhances your own well-being but also inspires a ripple effect of positivity, fostering deeper connections and a more meaningful approach to human connection.